All right, so I made a previous video a few videos ago talking about gold and the setup. It was a while back. I haven't posted in a minute, but I just wanted to go over this specific setup because we're looking at a potential 13,000 pip move on gold. Now, if you've seen my other videos, I trade based off of fractals, and then I use certain TA confirmations sort of as like a validation that allows me to enter into the fractal. So this specific one was something that I've been looking at all the way back from like May/April of this year. So it's been like 4 months-ish, 4.5 months that I've been following this chart and trading gold off this chart, and it has been working. Like, it's just following this 2010 price action like crazy. So all of these are color coded, so it's easy to see. I know it's just a bunch of circles, but this doesn't give the exact movement. Sometimes it does, but it gives the general direction of the pattern and where price is heading. So it makes trading way, way more easy when you know where price is going overall. So the micro time frame patterns aren't going to be the same, but you know the direction, which when you plug in your own TA strategy confirmations on top of it, it's just a way higher probability strategy. So blue is blue, purple is purple. You get the point. All of these are kind of matching colors. So you can just look at the left side of the screen, which is the fractal from 2010, and then the right side is the current price action. And just looking at it, like, each peak isn't the same length, so the lengths aren't exactly the same. But the point is that we are over here, literally where this green circle is. And if you want to pause the video and like just pin these back and forth, I mean, it is so similar, it is unreal. There were days where day for day it was working perfectly, and I can just trade option contracts on things that are like correlated to gold or just gold itself, and just make some really good profits. So we made our way all the way up to here, and just to go over this portion of it as we're leading up to the current trade, I'll show you real quick. So this yellow was this yellow right here, this peak. We drop, have a little right shoulder. Notice how the drop here is longer than this one, but the general direction is still correct, and the pattern overall is still correct because it makes that right shoulder, and then we drop lower, making this blue circle right here. And then we head up again, and it does like this kind of A shape, which ends right here. And then the actual final bottom before all of this upward price action starts, before this expansion starts, even the same bottom right here is in before the breakout starts. So even that is correlated. Now, purple is purple right here, being right here, push up higher, do a kind of consolidated price action right here. This was kind of like a ascending channel, and then we drop, bottom out right here. So this circle would be more like a little bit lower, like right here, because our bottom is closer. And then once we break above this red line, it was the next expansion. So orange being orange, and this is where it starts getting super similar. Like, it's unreal. We do this portion, we push up, pull back onto the trend line, and then push up higher. And then this consolidation happens before this huge drop happens back to where this red circle was. Now, our version of the red circle is right here. And also some critical fib zones that I drew right here match up with that, and it's slightly below the red line as well, so which would match up with this. And then it also breaks this kind of macro trend line going on right here, which for us, our version of it would be this one right here. So just like that, and then we break below all this price action. Even if I pulled it from right here, it's still, it held right here, just like it did right here, and then we push back up above this downtrending line. We break above it, which is like a buy side liquidity inducement, so fooling the bears into entering thinking it's a breakout to induce the liquidity necessary in order to get those huge sell positions so smart money can enter before this bigger drop happens. Now, that's a lot of pips, 13,400 pips. I mean, that's a big move. that's a big move for gold. So looking at where we're at now, we know we're specifically at the top. And I wanted to make this video a few days ago, but I was just like, you know, let's wait for the confirmation. Maybe I'll just post a video afterwards. But no, I mean, this isn't financial advice, I have to say that, but this is a really good setup if you check it out for yourself. I'm simply just giving my thoughts and analysis, but it's a very simple setup because what triggers the drop, let me put it on like as low as I can go, which is I think the 140 minute. And you can see that the price action, the pattern, the setup that triggers the drop is so simple. It's literally this ascending, I think on the 130 it looks better. It's an ascending trend, so it's just an uptrend. And then the breakout below that, which typically is just a low probability setup, but we have other markers like the fractal and then market cipher and all this other stuff that's giving us this bearish outlook. But okay, yeah, right here, that's perfect. See how we create this kind of ascending channel right here, and then as soon as we break below it, boom, all down from there and just keeps downtrending. So if you wanted to take a swing position, that would still work great as well. But if you want to day trade it, maybe you enter your swing. I'm not saying you, because it's not financial advice, but let's say I enter a swing here and then on a separate account, I'm also day trading these pullback resumptions. Each time it's pulling back, waiting for the breakdown, and then re-entering like a day trade to take quick profits. So I'm just, you know, milking this trade as much as possible. That's also a possibility. So we had the final confirmation, which I was waiting for, which was the buy side liquidity inducement, which we got via this trend line being broken above. So the retail is looking at this as a bullish breakout, which is typically what happens before price reverses. Like the saying, the night is darkest before the dawn, or whatever, before the morning. Same thing here. The price is highest right before it starts falling, in a way, to just draw a connection to that. So what I'm waiting on right here is a break below, let me see the exact price. So it's a drop below right here, 2,650. So like a close below here would be like DCA1. I might do 2 entrances, but it's a little bit tricky because on the fractal, it shows that this breakdown, it has like a little top wick. So it's too far back to go into the lower time frames to see what happened, but it wouldn't even validate it because, you know, on the micro time frames, these fractals don't follow perfectly. But let's say we do get the break below and it does a little top wick breakout above this before it drops. That's still, you know, there's a little bit of risk involved there. So your stop loss needs to be a little bit higher than this zone. So I'd say around like, I'm looking to put it at like 2,668. So it's a little bit of a looser stop loss, but again, it's a swing trade, so it's not that big of a deal. Having a looser stop, you just lower your position size to deal with that. I'm doing possibly like a 0.30 lot size, so not like crazy big price action. You can hear my roosters because my window's open, but hopefully the mic doesn't pick that up. So this drop, entry right here, stop loss around 2,670, maybe a little bit higher, just depends on your risk tolerance. But I'm going to have it above these highs, this kind of like equal highs resistance right here. So like a break below here, like that. So DCA1 on the breakout. Hopefully it does another wick. If it pushes up again and starts resuming, I'm going to do DCA2. But if not, I might just add DCA2 when it's way more confirmed, like on a drop like already near, you know, 2,645. That's fine too. I'm not super stern about like my entry plan. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. But before I take the trade, I have like a, you know, pretty strict plan for the most part. But as I'm looking at the price right now, I just want to be sure to get my first entry in good here and then see how price is reacting as it's coming down. If it's like a sharp drop, just enter. If it's trickling and having quick wicks, you know, maybe wait it out. It might be building a trend line so that it can break above it again to induce more buy side liquidity like it did over here, like a miniature version of that playing out. It makes a little trend line, breaks above it, and starts. But yeah, I'm looking to hold this trade all the way to, I have the target set to 2,512. So I understand that's a huge profit. That's a big profit. Might not come all the way down to this level. So I'm going to exit most of my position here at 25.33 near this red line. The fractal shows it goes lower, but I just want to play it safe. Maybe DCA 1/3 of the position here, 2/3 of the position here, and maybe let that final one as like a runner. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So it's a solid setup, and yeah, it shouldn't take too much time for this to play out. I mean, probably a day or two. So today's Friday, so I'm thinking when markets open on Monday, we should get that drop. So literally next available trading day, I'm looking for the drop. Obviously, markets open at 3 p.m. PST on Sunday, but it's like a low volume day. But we'll see. Maybe it does like a little gap down, or starts the move down, or builds up that range to do the fake out before the drop starts. There's a number of possibilities, but we're just going to wait it out, see what happens, and then take that breakdown. If it does some sort of range right here on Sunday, and then Monday opens up, I'm just going to take the breakdown of the range support. Now if it does a kind of like a bull flag where it goes like this, and then you have like that downward trend line, then I would enter the DCA1 because I really want to make sure I'm in this trade. But then also I would wait for that DCA2 as the break above that downtrend to induce buy side liquidity, like it happened right here. And then I still wouldn't even take the position there. I'd start taking the position when the new readjusted trend line, taking into account that bottom. I'm just kind of making a like a general thing for it. I don't expect it to take this amount of time or anything, or to look exactly like this, by the way. I'm just showing an idea. But I would have that new readjusted trend line, and then when it breaks below that, I would get my entry in right there, or wait for a break below that final low that was created before the fake out happened, and then just take that resumption down from that point. So entry would be like right here. And then maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe an entry right there on the break below this support, that horizontal support on the break below that, maybe another entry right there. So yeah, that's the setup. Oops, let me get rid of all this. We're gonna wait and see what happens. I have my alerts set, I'm waiting. I already got some skin in the game with a small position in this zone because this is a critical fib level for me. So I'm already in the trade, but we're just going to wait for that breakdown to happen. So yeah, that's the full trade setup. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be posting more videos soon. I have another setup on Tesla. I think I got one for BTC and then a stock ticker NNE. So I'll go over those and post those in the coming few days as well.